Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Tennis Manager 25 at the start of a brand new season where at the end of 2029, we're about to move into 2030. And a couple of small changes. But want to start off with last year's star performer, Hannah Klugman, who top 30 in the world, kind of caught up to Moyes a lot last year. Felt that he was so far ahead, just overachieving some huge appearances in some tournaments, and he kind of fell off towards the end. He's kind of stumbling, but top 20 in the world, doing really good. But Hannah did kind of catch him up. Now I think statistically they look really good. Their attributes both have similar sort of strengths and weaknesses at this point. There's not a ton of difference between them. They're kind of outstanding players at the age of 20. They're just about to come into their sort of early adulthood years, and yeah, should be really good. I think number one that I kind of want to touch on is I've got everyone on automatic early on in the season. I kind of want to maybe play a whole season with them on automatic just to see, because I remember I took them off automatic so I could book in different ways, sort of just sneak a tournament here or there, maybe go down a rank to get some points that we needed for objectives and for goals. I don't feel we need to anymore. And really, those two are pretty much just going to be auto booked in all the big tournaments. And they're going to be sort of, in the mandatories. They're going to be booked for all the Grand Slams. And they're pretty much going to be hired into the highest rank events that they can be. I think that's it. That is it. Especially with last season, Hannah getting into the quarterfinal of the US Open towards the end of the year. That was kind of huge. And then winning the next gen finals. So, like a real big surge at the end of the season. And a bunch of 100 and 125 tournament wins as well. So, last year, there wasn't much, but you can see it's just a lot of wins, a lot of movement forward. Kwame, final of the Australian Open was huge. Just such a crazy beginning to the year. And then just didn't really get set anywhere. Won 125, a couple of 75s. He was playing in a higher level for sure, but got to the semi-finals of the next gen. Couldn't do anything really at 250. Was booked in a lot of, thousands, which Hannah will be this year. So again, expect not a lot of progress. But I think early on, week 3, getting to the Aussie Open final, week 11, getting to the Masters quarterfinal, you kind of expected a big year, and it just never came. It just never came. The only reason we're in the rank we are is because of the Australian Open. If we got a knocked out early on like everyone else that we were in, then yeah, this is kind of a very poor season. So yeah, between the two of them, I think it's kind of interesting. They're both going to be playing very interesting kind of schedules from this point. So we have got them booked on automatic. At the same time, I know that these two are probably going to be back and forth as well in juniors and men's to a certain degree. I don't want to deal with that. So they're on automatic. And then, of course, Nadia Kichenok from our youth academy has come in as a 15-year-old who looks pretty solid. Lots of work to be done. She was in as an elite player with minimum potential. I don't know why it would then show like 2-star potential with possibility of up to 3.5-star potential, because we know she should be fully scouted. Number one, she came through our academy. And we know that her minimum potential there was as an elite player. So why not just show me the potential now? Why we gotta do this and make me think that maybe she's not good and maybe we shouldn't have her here? And I don't get it. I really don't. But yeah, just another little bugbear within the game and the way it's designed, the way it works. I think you should have full knowledge from day one of your academy prospects, or make it more ambiguous rather than telling me that her minimum potential in the academy was guaranteed to be elite, which means she's either an elite player or a legendary player. That's it. Like, so why are we treating her like a top player or maybe an average player here? Doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, we got her booked as well automatically. And I've also got our new player, Xiao David Kong, who, again, was very young, very good. Potential's a little low, but I have scouted him. And until he signed, he was a 5-star player. So I don't know if it's something about the 15-year-olds, but they're both, like, really low. And somebody spotted this guy, I think, in one of my videos and told me to go look at him. I think it was in one of my videos. It could have been in another series. That somebody else was playing. They spotted him. Maybe he's like always gonna spawn in people's games. I don't know. But all I know is he is, one of the best players. And when I looked at him, he had really high potential. So I figured, if I got Margot and Jack both coming, along quite nicely and almost ready to step up to the senior tour and being probably somewhere on the 300 to 750-ish players in the world. That's kind of their level. I got Hannah and Moyes fighting right at the top. I'll have these guys starting there to make their way into where they don't have to qualify for a Grand Slam and they'll get invited eventually. Or they can just register for it as a wild card, get wild cards for it. And then I've got the next generation beyond that, another couple of years down in Nadia and Xiao Yao. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about these potentials, but I don't know why it's done the way it is done. If it isn't working out, I'm happy to release Nadia, and I'm probably going to end up calling him David. It rolls off my tongue a little quicker. But yeah, Nadia and David would be. I could release them. I think they're both like really high potential. It's just not showing it. So that is what it is. It doesn't really matter. But we've got all our staff in place. We've got Popper and Bayon taking over here. And then we've hired some new people. So, like, some of our existing people have moved down. I believe Popper was Moyes' old coach. Bayon, I believe, was Jack's old coach. Maybe not. Maybe Gennaro. Or maybe we put Popper up. So maybe it was their coaches. But they've got better. So they've got Shobi, who is pretty good, and For, who I think is very good. And we just move these down. And then we've got some really, really good people here. We've got Tajima and Oba, very high rated physios. Then Davidoff, Boucher, Leroy moves down then to Kitchenok, and Chambers to David Kong. So, yeah, we've had some money come in. We've basically put everybody's equipment contract in. That got us a decent chunk of change. We got our start of season money or end of season. Oh my god. Ooh. Okay, Maria Jose Dominguez Garcia. I've lost my train of thought there. We had money, I spent it on upgrades. That's fine. 14-year-old Mexican, elite player level. Allison Nicholas Mireles, 14-year-old American elite player. And then something we haven't seen before, and I thought elite might be the top we'd actually see, but no, we do have 14-year-old early blooming attacker who's already at a 4 rating, Caio Gonzalez Benitez of Paraguay. He's loyal, he's sensitive, and he's responsible. What's sensitive going to be? I'm not sure what sensitive is going to be. But I think loyal, signs longer contracts, responsible. I think we have a player with responsible, so we can check that. I don't think we got sensitive. I don't think so. But yeah, world-class player, minimum. Potential break in the top 10, win titles, and be a Grand Slam contender. Okay. So I guess that's underneath elite. Because this is multiple-time Grand Slam, top 5 caliber, dominant force in the sport. Okay. So top is like top 30. So these players here at their very, very peak are going to be where Hannah and Moyes are as 20-year-olds. These world-class players are pretty much where Moyes is right now, because Moyes got to the final of a Grand Slam, so he's a Grand Slam contender by definition, even if it's only one tournament. And he's probably pushing for the top 10 this year. And he has won some titles. Not a lot, but he's won some titles. Nothing major. So it's the elite players, then world-class players, and then top players, like I say, are where they are right now. But multiple-time Grand Slam winner, top 5 caliber, dominant force in the sport. Now, my question with that is, I'm pretty sure Yana that we had and released is probably an elite player. Hannah is definitely an elite player. We've just got Kitchenok, who's an elite player. And I've got 2 other young women who are listed as elite players. By my count, that's 5. And if this is like potentially a top 5 caliber, and we got 14, 14, 15, 17, and 20, I think would be their ages. I'm not too sure on Yana. 19. Like, if all those are really elite players and top 5 potentials, then there shouldn't be any more than that. But I'm well aware that there are more than that. But okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting to me. So yeah, we have our youth academy. For a second, I thought world class was above elite. I was like, wow. But when you look at it, okay, it's not. So a little bit of a shame. So our best pickups then would be Mireles or Garcia. Again, not really sure about those at all. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I could just do a 2-2-2, right? So Margot, Hannah. And then this good player could be Nadia, who's a bit weird being a mentor when you're like a year older than them, but sure. Like, why not? So I guess Moyes, Jack, and I think Jack is a baseliner, so that's fine. And David, I don't know. There's so many people coming into the game. If every youth academy produces between I think 4 was the lowest and 10 here. So let's say 6 on average. And there are how many different academies? Uh, where can I check the reputation? Here in World. So yeah, maybe it's through scouting. It's not through scouting, is it? Yeah, I'm not sure because we're producing some talent, but that's basically so you'd expect the big boys to produce a lot of talent. So let's say there's 30, and then let's give these 8 each on average. So 46, 72, 88, and then yeah, everybody's reputation is quite high actually. Okay, sorry, 88. What's that? 96, 104, 112. 112 players coming through, of which, let's say, 20% are probably good. I mean, there's at least like 15 to 20 top players, world class players, or elite players coming in. Which means throughout all these, there should be. I mean, I got 2 elites. I'm sure these guys would have as well. There might be 10 elite players added to the game every single year. So it must mean there's a lot of people retiring every single year to make up for that. I would think that had to be kind of the case. That would make sense to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it doesn't work out that way, but I'm trying to just figure it out as we kind of go. So yeah, if you know, let me know. But I always find that kind of interesting. The ones that are low and the ones that are high. Bayonne will leave. Kalinin will leave. You're a bigger issue. I can get a good coach. Getting good trainers really, really tough. And Hannah's physio will retire at the end of the season. So yeah, we need to time that well at the end of the season to bring new people in for sure. Yeah, we've spent about just under 2 million, I think. We got 500,000 here. Yeah, I feel pretty good about our finances. I feel really good about our players. Nadia knocked out in a semi-final. I was going to say, she's going to make a final out of this. I think that was a junior 60, I want to say. Junior 30, okay. So, yeah, not as big a deal. Her goals are to get into the top 250. She's pretty well on the way to that. And top 150 for David. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. And we'll see what happens with the potential as well, because I'm not sold on these low potentials I see. But yeah, I'm very confused about Nadia's, and the fact that I had him fully scouted and he was full potential. I think it was like 4.5 gold star and a dimmed half a star rounding up to 5. So yeah, why they would be in this way, I don't really know. I have no idea whatsoever. So Australian Open Junior has been accepted for Margot. I just want to check. Like we're number 30 and number 20 in the world, right? We've booked in Okay. We've got Adelaide, then we got the Aussie Open in week 3. And he's got nothing until the Aussie Open. Okay. So as long as they're in, that's fine. I don't remember seeing the acceptance. Underspin for Nadia, up to a 5. Hannah's footwork goes up to a 14. God, I remember when that was like a 7 or something. I'll take it. 100% I will take it. Very, very nice. So we're going to open up Adelaide. So Masters 500. That's where the game wants her to play. If she wins this and the next round, she would be up against Andreeva. She gets knocked out. And that's probably for the best, considering we're actually now going to move forward and, be able to compete in the Australian Open and give it a full sort of go. Margot getting into the first final of the year for us. That's absolutely fine. Quarterfinal, not too shabby. Number 2 versus number 7. Number 17 in the world, who pretty much demolished number 1 player in the world. So not not anything to kind of think we're much better than. Not someone to underestimate. Hometown favorite, just knocked out the other Czechia player there. So that's okay. First win of the season? Oh, ooh. Well, Smekalova gets there. 5-7, 6-7. This is our first final. It's not our first victory, though. That's okay. It's not too bad. Hannah's underspin up to a 13. And that leaves her volley now as the weak point. But she doesn't really play with anything that really needs a volley. If we are going to move to a power serve, she will need to get that up. But right now, I think her best is still counterattack. So that's not too bad. Kwame doing some work, Margot doing work, Kitchenok's backhand, and David's drop shot and anticipation. They will go up a lot quicker because they're much lower rank, and that's kind of how that works. So a little 500s, 250s, 75 for Jack. I don't mind that. I actually think that's pretty good for us. And look at that. Everybody kind of getting through here a little bit. And we're into the Aussie Open. Pretty sure I saw Moyes get through. So many people. We are seeded. We're seeded for Australia. That is spectacular. Chance of facing Ming Zhu in the next round too. That's wow. Yeah, if we get through, it's gonna be Mira, who we've beaten before. Should be an easy one. Should be a good start. 6-1, 6-3. We like that. We like that. It looks like Moyes is getting through a little bit. Kong, quarterfinal. Okay. Not bad. In a boys 60. That's decent. And men's 100 quarterfinal. Like, Jack's just come out of nowhere. I love that. I absolutely love that. We were in rookie 25s last season. We got 3 wins, 2 at 15. Did quite well, stepping up to 75 and got a quarterfinal. I'm on board for that. Not really too much elsewhere, but we're slowly kind of getting where we want to be. Yeah, they're all doing okay. They're all doing okay. Really, what I should have been what I should be doing here is looking at all the matches for Moyes as well, just for the Grand Slams. If we got people in Grand Slams, I kind of want to see them all. So Moyes gets past Shivada, 2 sets down. Oh my god, 6-1, 7-6. That's brutal. That is pretty brutal. But then 6-2, 6-4 to tie it, 7-5 to win it. Then his countryman, Sean Queenan, 6-1, 6-4, 6-4. Oh, I wasn't looking at the name. I was not looking at the name. That is not the name I want to see. That is not the name I wanted to see. Yannick Sinner is out. Got Shelton, we got Holger Rune, we got Palomero. That's also a name I wouldn't want to see. And Luce, Mensik, Domino, Cruz Hewitt, Alcaraz, Arthur Fields. Yeah, we're kind of like fourth or fifth on the list of people I don't want to see. Or at least in the top five. I think Fonseca might actually be like second or third. Palomero was interesting. Alcaraz would be the number one. Might be Fonseca then. Okay. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you. Yeah. Okay, I was hoping for a little run. We're gonna have to go through a pretty big player to do that. Hannah's down the bottom, we know. Won quite easily in the first. We've got a solid match here in the round of 64. We can get past, hopefully. 6-3, 6-4. A little more tight, but still very, very good. So Kwame versus Fonseca is nuts. Just nuts. Okay, never played each other before, but this is going to be a battle that's ongoing for many years. They're both young, they're both very good. Between these two and like Palmero, I think that's yeah, it's definitely going to be tight at the top. Balance match, Moyes in better form. High return intensity, move the opponent to the net. Okay. Kwame Hameha. Okay. Loses the opener on a tiebreak, but wins 6-2, then extended for a 7-5, then 6-3 to claim it. Really, really good first serve. We worked so hard on his serve like 2 years ago and 1 year ago. And over this past year now, it's really come to fruition. He's serving fairly hard, not as hard, but he's serving so well. Second serve's pretty good. Never give up a break point, because there were no break points against him, and took 5 out of 8 break points that were offered. Yeah, like his serve and volley game is really coming to the front there. I love that. Margot, a little semi-final. Don't mind that, a final. And then a semi-final of a 300. That's decent points, right? That's decent points. What's that? That's 350 for the two events. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like that. And yeah, Andriva, okay. We had to go through Fonseca. Hannah has to go through Mira Andriva. We've lost the only time we've played her. She's amazing. Can we win? Yes. Balance match, Hannah's in better form, can make difference. High serve intensity, which we do. 6-4 in the first, but then 6-1, 6 love. Yeah, yeah, didn't really have the service game. Stronger, more powerful serve, but didn't quite get there. So it's around the 32, which is not great, but it's more against who we were against than anything else. So yeah, she's phenomenal. That's just it. She is phenomenal. It's not bad though. They were cropping up in a few titles here and there, but like, yeah, we're on the 64. I know this year we didn't win last year. We didn't manage to get in, but this year's around the 32, which would be the highest we've ever done at any event. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. We got a lot to live up to for Moyes from last season for sure. But I feel like she's not there yet. But Hannah is catching Moyes up a little bit. Um, but yeah, doesn't look too bad. Round of 16 then against Pedro Martinez, Palomero, and Lucimina Alcaraz. Feels, yeah, there's plenty of seeds left in this balance, but if Moyes stays focused, he should advance, keep his cool, put pressure on his opponent, control the match, win the tactical battle. Well, he's really good at tactical. So we've trained him up really, really well. 6-3, 6 love, 6 love. Just like that, he's in the quarters. Just like that, he's in the quarters. Kitchenov gets better. That's the Masters 1,000. 500, 1,000. Oh. Oh. Why is Margot? Okay. I wasn't expecting them to throw her into 1,000 like that. Just like cheeky little 1,000, go for it. Still not really interested in the World Cup. Lots of offers from lots of places, to be fair, but nope, not what we're about. So, Kong, little discomfort, that's fine. Quarterfinal against Kecmanovic. Don't think we've played before. This could be a little tricky. First one, we've been described as the outsider. High serve intensity. Make his opponent run. Okay, let's go, Moyes. I believe. 7-5, tough opener. But getting that out of the way, I think, gave Moyes confidence because straight in. 6-2, 6-1. Again, very good service game. Saved the only break points against him. Got over half of the break points back. Was serving really, really high speed, high intensity service games. That's what won it. 100% that's what won it. And last year's finalist in the Australian Open is now facing Palomero in the semi-final. Like that's crazy to me. That's crazy. We're back in the semi-final. Like, damn. It's gonna be such a tough match. It's gonna be such a tough match. We came up short last year. This is the final once again. Just came up a little bit short. If he's to defend his title, he needs to put us out now. On the other side of the bracket, this is fun. It's going to be Carlos Alcaraz, who's just phenomenal, or Taylor Fritz, who, to be fair to him, has come out of absolutely almost nowhere and just catapulted himself up the rankings recently. Like last year, top 20, dropped out to like the 50s, and then towards the end of the season just flew up the rankings to where he started this year. But he's never really been a top 5 player over the last 3 or 4 years. And now he finds himself as world number 2. Like, it's crazy. He breaks into the top 20 as a 25-year-old, straight into the top 10. Then he's bouncing around. He briefly peaks at 4, down to 5, 6. And then just everything's come together for him. Wins US Open, leapfrogs up the tournament. Can Kwame overcome Diego de Dura Palomero, who put him out in the final of the Australian Open last year? It was a tight battle. It was a tight battle. He took the first set, we took the second. He took the third set, we took the fourth. Our wins were more comprehensive than him, but in the decider, 6-3, the best set of all, tying our fourth set win record. So, yeah. Balance, but Moyes in better form can make the difference. High serve intensity, take control, win the tactical battle. Moyes, Kwame. Redemption. Redemption is yours, Moyes. Redemption is yours. Loses 3-6, then wins 6-3, 6-2, 6-4. 87% of the first service points were won. Huge. Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Won at the net, had a harder serve, had a better service game. Yeah. The only thing was you lost a break point in the first set, which gave your opponent the first set. Apart from that, that is just like unbelievable. Unbelievable. For the second straight season, Moise Kwame is into the final of the Australian Open. Just defeated the only person that could beat him last year. Now we got someone just as tough. And probably for me, the scariest person in the tournament. Maybe Sinner would have been. Maybe. Out of this entire list, I think Sinner would be my number 1. Alcaraz 2. And then it's really tight then. It's Rune, it's Fonseca, it's Fields for my number 3. Nice to see Jack Draper up there. Go ahead, Jack. Get you some. And then Cena and Hewitt I expect to come up. Rybkin as well. But yeah, this is about as big and as kind of impressive as you would expect. Kwame in the final against Palomero last year. Loses in 5 sets. A year older, we go again. Alcaraz, the number 4 seed, 4 in the world. Lost our only head-to-head against him, too. Straight sets. Tight, but straight sets. We are going to be the outsider. Balanced match. High serve intensity to limit the breaks, and we've been doing really good with that. Big ask, big task, but twice in a row to get to the finals is phenomenal. Can we step up? Can we win? Can we get the first Grand Slam? Moyes, let's go. And there it is. And there it is. From the black spiral hall of death we were in last season. He loves Australia. Moise Kwame loves Australia. Finalist last year, fell at the final hurdle in 5. This year, wins in 4 against a higher class of opponent, beating the person that put him out last year in the semis. Moise Kwame has won the Australian Open, lifting our first Grand Slam tournament as an academy and him as an individual. That is unbelievable. 80% service game on the first serve. Saved 7 of 9 break points. Pretty good. Pretty good. Served quite well. Kind of balanced in terms of serve speed and net points. Advantage Alcaraz, but kind of similar. Short and medium go to us. Long, we never win long at all. But we do cover distance. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Oh my god. 6-4, 3-6, 6-2, 6-1. 10 games, 9 games, 8 games, then 7. What a battle. But what a win. Moise Kwame is your winner of the Australian Open. Last year's finalist, this year wins a Grand Slam. Just, yeah. Started this year in the top 20. He's fallen down to 53. I don't know, guys. What do you think? These 2,000 points gonna be anything? Oh my god, we just took our prize money, didn't we? We just got a bunch of prize money off that too. Wow. I kind of thought last year was a fluke. Apparently, he really likes clay. And he's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Aussie Sports. Ashley, what a victory for Moise Kwame. Is this a surprise for you that he's performed so well on this surface? Yes. Yes, it is. He did it last year, though, so... yeah, there are skills and then there's self-confidence. The ability to believe in your chances. Moise finally realized that he could succeed in this surface, and it's made all the difference. Last year, an amazing run. This year, a step further, and a well-deserved victory. This result bodes very well for Moise Kwame's future. When do you think you become a major player? I don't love any of these answers, but let's savor this moment and avoid putting more pressure on him than he's already got, all right? We're really happy with him. He's happy with us, and that's all that needs to be said. Do I have any system in place? Yeah, we keep training him hard. We give him a game plan to work from. We give him as much support as he needs, and then we let him play. We don't interfere. We let him play. We do what we're good at. He does what he's good at, and that partnership comes together, makes us both better. That's it. So everyone got involved. Would you agree it's a fair return on investment for all the new infrastructure? Um, yeah, let's suck up to the boss. Let's suck up to the boss. I mean, that's all there is to it. Let's suck up to the boss. On Sunday, we got a final. Nadia. Ooh. Okay, in Belgium, Nadia against fellow countrywoman, 15-year-old Yelizaveta Zakharliuk from the Florida Tennis Academy. Okay. Evaluate you. Yeah, this could be big. This could be big, right? On the back of Moyes' victory. This could be huge for Nadia. Our first academy graduate winning as well. Balanced match, Nadia says folks she should advance, return, intensity, may have a chance to break her and target the backhand. Okay. Nadia, 6-4-6-1. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, have your rest. You just won a tournament. Unbelievable. David Kong, backhand consistency and focus. That's great. Oh my God, Jack. Serve spin and serve consistency both up to 14s. Yeah, we need to get your serve power up, but yeah, you look really, really good right now. Margot, solid development. Kwame's footwork goes up to a 15. Hannah's drop shot finally goes up to a 14. Unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. And roam to the next month, or the next week, sorry. There he is. Jumping back up the rankings, number 14 in the world, a new high. Australian Open winner, Moise Kwame. Yeah, yeah. Dang, he's good. He's good on clay. That might be what it is when it comes down to it. Oh, it's only his very tactical play that he just doesn't even like have. That's really interesting. That's so interesting to me. Um, and yeah, so last year I think, yeah, last year he had like 1,300 points. I feel. Yeah. So I think he might have ended with 23,000, like somewhere around there. And he's already just put 2,000 on the board for us. But magnificent, just absolutely magnificent. Yeah, I can't believe that actually just happened. I can't really believe that actually just happened. It's, yeah. He actually won the Australian Open. Like, he's number one ranked next gen player. He's very close to breaking into the top 10. He won that. This not counting is just bull, but never mind. And he's a top 3 French player. It's coming together. It's coming together. Bit of luck in the draw. Maybe we'll get a quarterfinal here. We can get a quarterfinal there. We're qualified at the moment and a chance to get higher to get into that. We're 9 points, 9 places back in the rankings. So very good for them. You know, we're in a pretty good place with Margot as well for the juniors. She'll get a shot in the men's. Jack needs a little bit of work, but not far away here. Could get here in the 75. He could definitely win a 75 this year. He's only like 77 places out of the top 150, which again, a couple of wins under his belt at that kind of level, he will easily get into. Kitchenok's 27 points back on her ranking goal. Kong's 201. Like, he's the one that we need to go crazy with. But Hannah there in a 1,000. Jack in a rookie 15. Don't love that, but it's a chance for points and a move up. I understand it. Girls 60. And yeah. That's amazing. 1.4 million. I'm going to go spend that on something. Probably one of the surface. Probably one of the surfaces. Maybe either the hard indoor or grass. I think grass is like 700 grand. So yeah, I'm going to go do that. I'll have a little think, have a little play about. But in the meantime, this is where we're going to leave it. On the back of the first tournament win for our academy graduate and the big Grand Slam victory for Moise, who takes home the Aussie Open, tons of money, and jumps all the way back up to number 14 in the world. His highest ever ranking, but that is just crazy. So first major title, first Grand Slam. And like last year, what a start to the season. And when we're looking here, yeah, he has always struggled a little more at the end of the year than at the start. I really want, I think, to work on the hard indoor surface. I think that's where I want to go. So let me know what you think. Comment section below. But that was mind-blowing to me how good we just were. And especially again after last year. We've come a long way in a short period. Hannah's done really well at the end of last year. And we just kind of hit the ground running again with Moise. So our 2 key members are flying. Everyone else is developing nicely and kind of has where they fit. And I think you can kind of project their future similarly as we've had Hannah and Moise. Let me know what you think. Comment section down below. Like and subscribe while you're there. It takes a second, but it means the world to this channel and to me. So I do appreciate it if you're able to do that very quickly. We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers, so please do smash that button. Check out the other playlist. Share them with your friends as well. A lot of Starters Orders content on the channel and a bit of Crusader Kings as well. So, yeah, let me know what you want to see more of, less of, etc. But big news, baby. First Grand Slam under our belt. And unsurprisingly, especially after last season, Moise Kwame takes it down under. Thank you very much for being a part of this journey so far. We keep going. This is only the beginning. But I'll see you soon, so take care, stay safe, and all the very best to you.